You wake up, check your email, write a blog post, check your SEO rankings, post to social media, update your website, answer customer questions, and somewhere in there, you try to do your actual job, the thing that actually makes you money. What if none of that was your problem anymore? What if every morning you woke up to a briefing that told you exactly what happened overnight, what content was already drafted for you, and what your rankings look like before you even open your laptop? That's not a fantasy. That's what AI agents do. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a system that runs your business around the clock. Let's be honest about something. If you're running a business, especially if you're running it alone or with a small team, you're the bottleneck. Not because you're bad at your job, because there's too much of it. Think about a typical day. 8 a.m., you check analytics. 8:30, you scan the news in your industry. 9, you try to write an article or a social media post. 10, you're fixing something on your website. 11, you're researching SEO keywords. Noon, you're answering emails. By 2 p.m., you haven't done a single thing that actually moves your business forward. The problem isn't any one task. Each of these takes 30 minutes, maybe an hour. The problem is that they add up. 8 hours of busy work, 0 hours of real work. And here's the worst part. If you skip any of these tasks, your business slowly falls behind. Your competitors post more content. They rank higher on Google. They respond to trends faster. You can't just ignore this stuff, but you also can't keep doing all of it yourself. Now, you've probably heard about AI at this point. Maybe you've tried ChatGPT. You asked it to write something, got a mediocre answer, tweaked it for 20 minutes, and thought, this isn't really saving me time. And you're right. A chatbot isn't the answer. Here's why. A chatbot waits for you to ask it something. You type a question. It types an answer. Then it forgets everything and waits for your next question. That's not automation. That's a slightly faster Google search. An AI agent is fundamentally different. An agent doesn't wait for you. It acts on your behalf. It reads your files. It runs commands. It interacts with your real business tools. And most importantly, it works on a schedule, whether you're sitting at your desk or sleeping. Think of it this way. A chatbot is like calling someone on the phone every time you need something done. An agent is like hiring an employee who shows up at 8 a.m., does their job, leaves a report on your desk, and doesn't need you to hold their hand. That's the shift. You go from asking a computer for help to having a computer that does the work and asks you for approval. So if agents are so much better than chatbots, why isn't everyone using them? Because until recently, building an agent required serious engineering. You needed custom code, API integrations, error handling, deployment infrastructure. It was a project for a team of developers, not a solo business owner. That changed with tools like Claude Code. Claude Code is a command line tool from Anthropic, the company behind Claude. But it's not just a chatbot in your terminal. It can read files on your computer. It can write files. It can execute commands. It can interact with websites and APIs. And it can be triggered automatically on a schedule. That last part is the game changer. Your computer already has a built-in task scheduler. Every operating system does. Windows, Mac, Linux. You can tell it, run this program every day at 8 a.m., or every hour, or every Sunday at 10 a.m. When you combine Claude Code with a task scheduler, you get something powerful. An AI agent that wakes up on its own, does real work, and delivers results without you lifting a finger. No servers, no cloud infrastructure, no engineering team, just your computer, a schedule, and a set of instructions. Here's what we're going to build. By the end of this video, you'll understand a complete system that handles 6 core areas of your business automatically. First, website management, an agent that monitors your site, publishes content, and keeps everything running. Second, content creation, an agent that researches topics in your industry, writes full articles with proper SEO structure, and stages them for your review. Third, SEO optimization, an agent that tracks your search rankings every single day, spots opportunities, and tells you exactly what to fix. Fourth, monitoring, an agent that checks if your website is up every 30 minutes, watches for problems, and alerts you immediately if something breaks. Fifth, video strategy, an agent that analyzes what's working on YouTube in your niche and recommends what videos to make next. And sixth, weekly planning. Agents that deliver a business digest every week, what happened, what worked, and what to focus on next. Each of these runs on a schedule. Each one works independently. Together, they form an operating system for your business that runs 24/7. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds complicated. It's not. Each agent is just a text file with instructions written in plain English. Let me show you how it works. Let's talk about what an agent actually is, because the concept is simpler than you think. Imagine you're hiring a new employee. What do you give them? A job title, a job description that explains what they're responsible for, access to the tools they need, email, your website dashboard, your analytics, and a set of rules, what they can do, what they can't do, and when they should work. An AI agent has the exact same structure. For things. First, a role definition. This is a text file that explains who the agent is and what it does. Written in plain English. Something like, you're the content editor. Your job is to research trending topics, write articles, and stage them for review. Second, tool access. You specify what tools the agent can use. Can it read files? Can it write to your website? Can it search the web? You decide. Third, safety boundaries. This is critical. You define what the agent cannot do. It cannot publish without your approval. It cannot delete files. It cannot access your finances. You set the guardrails. And fourth, a trigger. When does this agent work? Every morning at 8? Every hour? Every Sunday? You pick the schedule and your computer handles the rest. That's it. Role, tools, boundaries, schedule. The same structure as any employee you'd hire. Except this one costs a few dollars a month and never takes a day off. Now, here's an important principle. You don't build one super agent that does everything. That's a mistake a lot of people make. One agent trying to handle your content, your SEO, your monitoring, and your strategy will do all of them poorly. Instead, you build a team of specialists, just like you would in a real company. Let me walk you through the 6 roles. Agent 1, the webmaster. This is your site manager. It publishes content, checks for broken links, manages deployments, and keeps your website healthy. It runs daily. Agent 2, the editor. This is your content creator. It scans your industry for newsworthy topics, writes full articles with SEO-optimized structure, adds internal links, and stages everything for your review. It also runs daily. Agent 3, the SEO analyst. This agent pulls your search ranking data every morning, compares it to yesterday, spots pages that are close to ranking on page 1, and flags quick wins. Weekly, it does a full technical audit of your entire site. Agent 4, the monitor. This is your watchdog. Every 30 minutes, it checks if your website is up, if your automated tasks are running correctly, and if anything looks unusual. If something breaks at 2 a.m., you know about it at 2:01 a.m. Agent 5, the producer. This agent handles your video content pipeline. It writes scripts based on your articles, generates voiceover audio, and prepares everything for rendering. Agent 6, the strategist. Every week, this agent analyzes what's trending in your industry, reviews what your competitors are doing, looks at your analytics data, and delivers a prioritized list of what to focus on next. 6 agents, 6 specialists. Each one does their job and stays in their lane. A team without a schedule is just chaos. The same is true for AI agents. The key to making this work is building an operating rhythm, the same way a well-run company has daily stand-ups, weekly reviews, and monthly planning. Here's what a typical week looks like. Every weekday morning, 3 agents run in sequence. At 8 a.m., your morning brief agent compiles an overnight summary, what happened, what's scheduled, any issues. At 8:30, your content agent scans for news and drafts an article. At 9, your SEO agent pulls the daily ranking snapshot. Throughout the day, your monitor agent checks in every 30 minutes. Silent when everything's fine. Loud when something breaks. On Saturday, your SEO agent runs a deeper weekly audit, a full crawl of your site checking for technical issues, broken links, and optimization opportunities. On Sunday, your strategists take over. At 10 a.m., your YouTube strategist delivers a growth report with video recommendations. At 5 p.m., your content planner proposes 3 article topics for the coming week. At 6 p.m., your weekly business digest arrives with a high-level summary of everything that happened. This isn't random. It's a cadence. Daily operations in the morning. Continuous monitoring throughout the day. Deep analysis on the weekend. Strategic planning on Sunday. You start every Monday with a plan you didn't have to write. Now here's the question everyone asks, and it's the right question. What if the AI makes a mistake? What if it writes something embarrassing? What if it publishes garbage to your website? The answer is simple. It can't. Because nothing goes live without your approval. This is the most important part of the entire system. So let me explain how it works. Every agent in this system follows the same rule. Create, don't publish. When the content agent finishes writing an article, it doesn't push it to your website. It puts it in a staging queue. When the SEO agent finds fixes to make, it doesn't apply them directly. It stages them. Everything goes into the queue. You review the queue whenever it's convenient, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, whatever works for you. For each item, you have 3 options. Approve it and it goes live. Reject it and it's discarded. Or edit it and then approve it. The AI does the 3 hours of creation work. You do the 30 seconds of judgment. That's the split. And here's why this matters beyond just catching mistakes. It means you can start with full confidence. You're not handing over the keys to your business and hoping for the best. You're reviewing everything. Over time, as you build trust with each agent, you'll notice that 95% of what they produce is good to go. But the human stays in the loop. Always. There's also a safety layer below the staging queue. Every agent has a list of things it explicitly cannot do. It cannot delete files. It cannot access passwords or financial accounts. It cannot run commands that weren't pre-approved. These aren't guidelines. They're hard rules built into the system. Control is not something you give up. It's something you redirect from doing the work to approving the work. Let me paint you a picture of what this actually looks like in practice. Because theory is nice, but you want to know what it feels like. It's Monday morning, 8 a.m. You pick up your phone. There's a notification from your morning brief agent. You tap it. Here's what it says. Over the weekend, 2 articles were published. Your page on AI workflow automation moved from position 12 to position 8 on Google. Site uptime was 100%. 1 reader subscribed to your newsletter. The weekly content plan is ready for your review. That took the agent about 45 seconds to compile. It would have taken you 30 minutes to check all those sources yourself. At 8:30, another notification. Your content agent has a draft ready. It found a trending story about a new AI tool that launched on Friday, wrote a 1,500-word article about it, included 3 internal links to your existing content, and optimized it for a keyword that your SEO agent identified last week. It's sitting in your staging queue. You open it. Read through it in 2 minutes. It's solid. You tap approve. It's live on your website. At 9, your SEO snapshot arrives. 3 keywords improved. 1 dropped. The agent flags the drop and suggests a specific fix. Update the meta description on that page and add a section about a subtopic that competitors are covering. It's 9:15. You've reviewed a business brief, approved an article, and seen your SEO status. You haven't written a word. You haven't opened a single dashboard. And now you have the rest of the day to do work that actually matters. Let's go deeper on the content pipeline because for most businesses, this is where the biggest time savings are. Creating content is a grind. Research a topic. Write an outline. Draft the article. Optimize it for search engines. Add internal links. Format it. Publish it. Promote it. That's a 4 to 6 hour process for a single article. Here's how the content agent handles it. Step 1. It scans your industry for news. Every morning, it searches for what happened in the last 24 hours. New product launches. New regulations. New research. Industry drama. Anything your audience would care about. Step 2. It evaluates what's worth writing about. Not everything is newsworthy. The agent filters based on relevance to your audience, search demand, and whether you've already covered it. If it finds a strong topic, it moves forward. If not, it skips the day. No filler content. Step 3. It writes a full article, not a rough draft. A complete, publication-ready article with a compelling headline, an SEO-optimized structure, proper headings, internal links to your other content, and a call to action. Typically 1,500 to 2,000 words. Step 4. It stages the article for your review. You get a notification. You read it. You approve it, edit it, or reject it. Step 5. Once approved, the webmaster agent publishes it to your website. It handles the deployment, the sitemap update, and everything else. The total time you spend? 5 minutes reviewing the draft, down from 4 to 6 hours of doing it yourself. And the quality isn't worse because an AI wrote it. It's often better because now you have time to actually read it carefully and make edits, instead of rushing to hit publish at the end of a long writing session. Most businesses treat search engine optimization as a project. They do a big SEO push once, maybe hire a consultant for a month, fix some things, and then forget about it until their rankings drop. That's the wrong approach. SEO is not a project. It's a daily operation. Rankings change every day. Competitors publish new content every day. Google updates its algorithm regularly. If you're checking your rankings once a month, you're flying blind. Here's what the SEO agent does. Every single day, it pulls your ranking data from Google Search Console. It tracks every page on your website, what keywords it ranks for, what position it's in, how many impressions and clicks it got. Then it compares today's data to yesterday's. When a page moves up, it notes it. When a page drops, it flags it with a specific recommendation for how to fix it. But the real power is in the pattern detection. Over time, the agent spots pages that are consistently ranking between positions 11 and 20. These are your quick wins. They're already on page 2 of Google, close to page 1, but not quite there. A small update, a better title, a new section, some additional keywords could push them on to page 1 where they'll actually get clicked. Weekly, the agent runs a full technical audit. Broken links, missing meta descriptions, slow loading pages, duplicate content, anything that could hurt your rankings. Monthly, it runs a competitor gap analysis. It looks at what your competitors rank for that you don't and recommends new content to fill those gaps. The businesses that win at SEO aren't smarter than everyone else. They're just more consistent. And an AI agent is infinitely consistent. It never forgets. It never gets bored. It never takes a vacation. It just checks the data every single day. Let me tell you about the least glamorous agent in the system, and arguably the most important one. The monitor, the guardian, the one that watches everything while you sleep. This agent runs every 30 minutes around the clock. It checks 3 things. First, is your website up? It makes a request to your site and confirms it responds correctly. If it doesn't, you get an alert within 60 seconds. Second, are your automated tasks running? Every agent in the system logs what it does. The monitor reads those logs and makes sure everything ran on schedule. If the content agent was supposed to run at 8:30 and it didn't, you hear about it. Third, are there any anomalies? Unusual traffic spikes. Error rates above normal. Anything that looks different from the baseline. Now, here's why this matters so much. Without monitoring, here's what happens when your website goes down at 2 a.m. Nothing. Nobody notices. Your site stays down for hours. Maybe a customer emails you at 10 a.m. saying they can't access it. You scramble to figure out what happened. You lose traffic, you lose trust, and you lose revenue, all because nobody was watching. With the monitor agent, here's what happens instead. Your site goes down at 2 a.m. At 2:01 a.m., you get a push notification on your phone. The alert includes what went down, when it happened, and a suggested next step. You can address it immediately, or if it's not critical, you deal with it first thing in the morning. This agent doesn't create anything. It doesn't write content or optimize SEO. It just watches. And that quiet vigilance prevents more damage than all the other agents combined. Every Sunday, something special happens. Your strategist agents activate. In the morning, your YouTube strategist analyzes what's trending, reviews competitor channels, and recommends what videos to make next, with data backing every suggestion. In the afternoon, your content planner proposes 3 article topics for the coming week, based on what's performing well in search and what gaps exist in your content. In the evening, a weekly business digest arrives. What happened this week? What worked? What didn't? What to focus on next? You start Monday morning with a content plan, a video strategy, and a business summary, all generated while you were having dinner. All right, let's get practical. What do you actually need to build this? Less than you think. You need a computer. Mac, Windows, or Linux, it doesn't matter. You already have one. You need Claude Code installed. It's a command line tool. The setup takes about 5 minutes. If you can install an app on your phone, you can install Claude Code. You need a task scheduler. And here's the thing, you already have one. Windows has Task Scheduler built in. Mac has launched. Linux has cron. These have existed for decades. You're going to use them to trigger your agents instead of manually running things yourself. And you need about 30 minutes to set up your first agent. That's it. For things. One of them is a computer you already own. 2 of them are already installed on that computer. And the 4th takes half an hour. The cost. The Claude API runs roughly $5 to $20 a month, depending on how many agents you run and how often they run. That's the price of a couple of coffee drinks. No servers to rent. No engineers to hire. No monthly subscription to some enterprise platform. You might be thinking this sounds too simple. There must be a catch. The catch is that you need to write clear instructions. The better your agent definitions, the better your agents perform. But the instructions are written in plain English, not code. If you can write an email, you can write an agent definition. Now, I want to be clear about something. Do not try to build the entire system on day one. That's how you get overwhelmed and quit. Start with one agent. The simplest one, the morning brief. Here's why. The morning brief is the fastest to set up, the easiest to verify, and the most immediately rewarding. You set it up in 30 minutes. The next morning, you wake up to a summary of what happened overnight. Instant value. Instant proof that this works. Once the morning brief is running and you trust it, add the content agent. Now you're waking up to a briefing and a draft article. 2 agents working for you before you've had coffee. Week 3, add the SEO agent. Now you have daily rank tracking and weekly audits happening automatically. Week 4, add the monitor. Now your site is being watched around the clock. By the end of month 1, you have 4 agents running. You've saved yourself roughly 15 hours a week of manual work. And you added them one at a time, so you understand how each one works and you trust each one. Month 2, you add the strategist agents. Now you have the full system. Daily operations, continuous monitoring, weekly strategy. All automated, all running on your computer. The key is starting small and building confidence. 1 agent this week. That's all you need to do. Let's talk numbers because ultimately this needs to make financial sense. Time saved, 15 to 20 hours per week. That's the manual work your agents take over. Content writing, SEO checks, monitoring, data analysis, weekly planning. Cost, $5 to $20 per month in API charges. That's your only cost. No subscriptions, no employees, no infrastructure. Now let's do the math. At minimum wage, 15 hours a week is worth about $600 a month. At a freelancer's rate of $50 an hour, that's $3,000 a month. At a business owner's time value of $100 or more an hour, the math speaks for itself. But here's what's actually more important than the money. It's the work that wasn't getting done at all. Most business owners aren't paying someone to do these tasks. They're just not doing them. They're not tracking SEO daily. They're not publishing content consistently. They're not monitoring their site at 2 a.m. The agents don't replace an employee. They do the work that nobody was doing. If you want a step-by-step guide showing exactly how to set up each of these agents, I'm building a full tutorial series on this channel. Each video walks through one agent from scratch, from writing the instructions to scheduling it to run automatically. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And if you prefer reading to watching, written guides for everything we covered today are available at PrenticeAI.com. Every agent, every configuration, every detail. The link is in the description below. Next up, how to build your first AI agent in 30 minutes. See you there.